everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I want to make the hula hoop Christmas piece, Christmas centerpiece. I'm gonna do two different styles. I wanted to do a bling one, more of a white excuse me, feathers and the shiny silver, and then I wanted to do a Christmas one. So what you're gonna need is two hula hoops. I bought extra hula hoops, I guess. If you can't find hula hoops, you can also use pool noodles. That's just another option that you could do. So the ones that I'm going to use are the 24.5 inches. And like if you've seen any of my other hula hoops, the hula hoop shelves. What else did I do with hula hoops? Hula hoop shelves. The trick is you have to, before you paint them, you got to take the tape off them because the paint won't sit well on them. And of course I'm not going to, I won't do this on camera. I'm going to, you just have to, I'll show you, I'll start it off to show you. Now this is probably going to be a long video because I am doing two styles. I try to explain everything that I'm doing so a lot of people know that sometimes I talk a little bit too much and give a lot of detail, but just so you understand where my thought process on doing it. Now, sometimes you can get a good part going, and actually this will be the part. So I'm going to show you while I have the camera rolling, because this is actually the perfect spot that I want to show you because excuse me, once you do get the sticker off, now if you've watched my tutorials before, you're gonna have to take the rice or whatever part. Now it looks really hard, but actually once you get it going, it's actually really good. But I'm not gonna show, so you have to do that for both hula hoops. Now you're gonna have to open it. You'll find the opening, and I just happen to find the opening on this one right here before taking it all apart. And you're gonna have to dump out whatever's in there. It's not rice, it's something like rice. Then you're gonna glue, sorry guys, I hit the camera. Sorry about that. You're gonna have to glue, and I would use I always use Well Bond. You can use E6000. I know they're saying E6000 is not good. I need to smell the fumes, make sure wear a mask. I like Well Bond better. I find it holds a lot better. So I found this one at Rona, and it also, sister store is Lowe's. You could buy it there as well. Make sure, you could also use hot glue, but I'd make sure like you're using Gorilla glue sticks and not just the regular one from Dollar Tree or Dollarama. So once you just put the glue on there, you're just going to seal it back in like such and let it sit. But you're going to have to take all this off. So once I do take all the stickers off both hula hoops, I am going to do, and I don't have them here, I am going to do one hula hoop metallic, spray paint it, and the other hula hoop I am going to do black. Now, the thing is, when I find with spray painting hula hoops is giving them lighter coats in between sprays and letting them sit for a good day so that you don't get any smudge marks on them and that they dry proper. So once I get these spray painted, and I'll come back and then we'll move on to the next step. All right, everybody, so I did the hula hoop and I did spray paint it silver, and I wanted a little bit more blingy. So, and it's similar, actually it's the same idea that I did with the hula hoop shelf when I did two of the hula hoop shelves, and I did the rustic and the bling one. So, and I really liked the glitter on it. So what I did was when I spray painted it silver, I let it dry, and then I grabbed some Mod Podge, and I'm sure all of you have worked with Mod Podge, and anybody that hasn't is just you use a brush. It's just like paint. And then I just used some silver fine glitter from DT, and you just paint it over. And then you pour the glitter on it and you let it dry. And then I used a clear sealer. You can go over with Mod Podge again, I actually just went over a clear sealer, or else you're gonna see all these little sparkles all over you. So once we did that, so this is now dry. I've let it dry for a day. I'm just gonna show you, I'm gonna do it off camera because I can't lift the hula hoop because it's gonna hit my tripod here with the camera on it. You're gonna grab 3 Jenga blocks, and let's see if I can actually move it up here. Ooh, it's gonna be a little bit awkward, and I'm gonna have to stick my head, but I'm sure I'm just gonna show you. Let's see. You're gonna even it out like that. So you're gonna need, so you can glue them, but then you're gonna have to make sure that it's actually dry, and you'd have to end up holding this for a while to make sure that it's actually dry. If you use, I'm gonna use what I used with the hula hoop shelf, which it's pretty sturdy. I haven't had any issues. I've had both of them on the wall. I just use screws. So there is another base that I'm going to show you what we're going to be putting this on. But with this hula hoop, we are going to do another, we're going to do a Christmas, this is going to be a Christmas bling. And like I said, I want to do a colorful, probably some red and some green in the Christmas one. And I have a different idea to do this for the base for that. But for this one, we're going to use the Jenga blocks here. Now there's going to be more Jenga blocks we're going to add to this, but I'll show you that in the next step. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to screw them here. Just going to go into this side, and I'm probably just going to go down, and I'm probably going to put anywhere from 4 to 6 in there. I am going to use extra pair of hands only because I want to make sure, and I'm just looking, it's pretty straight now, but I just want to make sure when you put it on that it's super straight. If you try to lie it down, unless you sit the other part on top Jenga blocks, it might be easier for you, but I actually just going to get someone to hold it, and then I'm just going to drill them in this way just for the base, and then I will stick my Well Bond. This is like my favorite glue ever. Once I have those screwed in, I will just put some extra Well Bond, some sealer glue in on the top part here as well. This is going to be glued with some more Jenga blocks, but the base is not total Jenga blocks, and I will show you that in the next step. Okay, I just wanted to show you. So I actually screwed them in. I did fail to mention that I wanted to say right now is before you screw in the screws into the Jenga blocks, I would suggest using a drill bit, only because if you don't, and depending on the screw, it will actually probably crack the Jenga block. And if you use a drill bit, make sure the diameter of the drill bit is smaller than the screw, and it'll be much easier when you put it in. So for this one, I am going to use this, which is from Dollar Tree. It's just the tray. So once you stick it upright in here, I'm actually going to put Jenga blocks on each side, and I'm going to try not to move this. I'm going to show you what. I'm just going to pause my camera for a sec. Okay, I just wanted to put the hula hoop upright, and it was under the stand on the other side. So I'm just going to add a couple Jenga blocks on each side. The reason being is because I want a flat surface, because I have some stuff that I want to put on. So I just want to make sure that it's a solid flat piece here. Now, the thing is, I'm just going to glue them all together, and then I'm going to glue them on the base as well. So it's going to be glued right to the tray as well to each other. And once again, I'll be using the Well Bond. You can use hot glue, but if you're going to use hot glue, I would actually use Gorilla Glue, because you don't want this falling apart with any weight and items that you put on the hula hoop. So I am just going to do that. I'm going to leave it, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to leave it overnight to dry, so make sure that it dries solid. And then we are going to put some lights on part of it. Now I will show you that on the next step, because I want to be able to show you what I'm going to do with the lights because one side we're going to do lights, the other side's going to have lights, but it's actually going to be a little different on one side than the other. And I'll explain that to you when we get to that step. Okay, so I let everything dry overnight, and just with the Jenga blocks, because some of the nails were sticking out a little bit, so they weren't being able to seal it properly shut. So basically I just stuck glue in there. It is on very sturdy, turned out really well, and I like the little flat surface that I'm going to be able to put some things, and I'll show you that at the end. So the next step I was going to do was the lights, but because I want to put some balls on them, if I put the lights all the way around and then the balls on after, you're not going to be able to see the lights around the balls. So what I want to do is just outline around the balls with the lighting once I'm done. So I am going to use some Dollar Tree, and I was going to go with a little bit of a color in it, but I think I'm just going to stick it with more white and the silver. Some of the other decorations I'll show you after. So I used this one from Dollar Tree. I believe these ones are all, yes, these ones are all from Dollar Tree. So I picked 3 different sizes, and then I have the little packs too. I'm not sure if these are from Dollarama or Dollar Tree, the little bit smaller ones. I think these are from, yeah, they are from Dollar Tree. Let me just double check, because I have one that's a box over here that's not open. Yeah, they're from Dollar Tree too. So you can pick different sizes, different colors. I'm going to kind of do a moon going on the one side of the hula hoop, starting with kind of thicker in the middle and kind of spreading out thinner as you go up and as you go to the bottom. Now I'm going to use my glue gun. I'm using Gorilla Glue sticks. You could use hot glue. I only suggest if you're going to be piling, you know, if you're doing something small, if you're going to be attaching more to one all the way around, I suggest using a heavier glue. The glue sticks, just because they dry a lot faster than sitting there trying to use, even with the Wellbond, it wouldn't even, you would be holding them there until they dry, and it would just not make any sense. So I'm just going to do this off camera, because I'm probably going to play around with it a bit. I'll come back and show you that. Then we will put the lights before I put the other side, the idea I have for the other side on. So let me do that, and I will come back and show you what I've done. Okay, everybody, I thought I'd just hold the camera. So I did put this amount of balls on the one side of the hula hoop. You don't want to put too much, because it will be weighted down. Now, I did take the little caps off, as you can see here. It was a lot easier to glue them on. Just to stick in the little holes. You could also put little diamonds. I'm actually going to just stick some little feathers in there so you won't see the little glue marks afterwards. Now I'm going to use, sorry, I put this board here so you didn't see my mess behind. Now I did get these at Dollarama. Now it's a LED. It's a warm white. It has the 60 of them on there. That's a battery operated. Now, Dollar Tree doesn't sell those, so I was able to find these at Dollarama. I did see some the other day at Costco, and I believe they were 50 lights, and there was 4 in a package for $11.99. Now that's here in Canada, so I don't know if more than likely it'll be cheaper in the US if you're in the US. And they actually had some pretty cool functions on them, but since I already bought these, I'm going to use these. Now I'm going to split the wire in half. I'm going to wrap it around this one side going all the way up, and and then I'm going to wrap it around the balls here, because if you put it underneath, you wouldn't have been able to see it. So I just really wanted to be able to see the light on there. And then I'm going to stick the feathers in after in the spot. So once I get the lighting on, I'll show you what we'll do to the other side. Okay, everybody, I thought I'd turn off the light. I just want to show you. So I wrapped it around. The wire is pretty good just to wrap around. In a few spots on the bottom on one side, I did glue it, and I went all the way around. I wrapped it around the bulbs, and in a few spots with the wire I bent in, and then I glued it in certain spots. So the next step on the other side, what I want to use is I have 2 Dollar Tree feather boas, and I'm going to wrap it starting probably exactly on the other side where I put the bulbs and wrap it maybe just a little bit higher, sorry, and wrap it all the way around down to the bottom, and just doing it tight, gluing it a little bit and going all the way around. Now I'm going to keep a part of the boa itself just for some little feathers that, like I said before, once I put the lights on, I'm going to stick it in there. So let me do that and I will come back and show you. Okay, everybody, so on the top of the hula hoop, I want to put these icicles. Now they came in a pack of 2. I end up buying 2 packs. I'm only going to use 3 for the amount of space that I have on the top of the hula hoop. And these are just, I thought they were really cute. Let me just show you this one. They're a little bit touchy though, that I find from Dollar Tree. But I wanna do all the 3 of them. So it's easy enough, even though they'll be hanging, you just have to undo them a little bit. You don't have to totally take them off. Now, I wanna hang them on an angle. I don't want them all straight across. With what comes on here, they're too short how I wanna hang them. So I did take, excuse me, I did cut them off. Now you can use maybe ribbon. You'd have to use something very thin because it is a very thin hole, as you can see in there. So I did find 1 piece of string. I'm not sure where I got it from, honestly, but it looks like the same material. So it must have been off something that was gonna be hanging. So when I hang them on the hula hoop, let me just move this out of the way here. Depending on what you're putting in your base, you can hang them straight across. You can do 1 up, 1 lower. I'm putting a tree and I will show you that after. So one side's a little bit higher than the other. So I'm gonna hang them kind of like that, just kind of on an angle going down on one side. So once I hang those on the actual silver tray itself, I decided I'm going to put some diamonds around it. Since it is a bling one, I'm gonna glue, and I can't move the tray in because the hula hoop's right in the way. But along the tray, I'm just gonna pretend this is along the tray. I'm gonna glue these diamonds all the way around. So it's actually gonna hold in the material that I'm gonna put in the tray before I put the top decorations on. So I had this roll of fur. Now, this is from Dollarama. You can use whatever you want. Just remember, like with crafting, there's no right and wrong. You might have a different idea. You can actually even, I'm actually going to use an owl, and I will show you that after. But where is it? Sorry, I'm just looking over here where I put it. I can't find it now. But I'm going to use this bottom. I'm going to cut it to according to the size of the tray, but you can do many different kind of things that you want to put in the bottom. Oh, that's what I was going to show you. Sorry. I totally lost my train of thought there. Is the little deers would be really cool, from Dollar Tree. These, you could put little deers in there, which be super cute. You know, gnomes. I am going to do gnomes on the next one. So this is a little bit of a long video, so I apologize, guys. I couldn't decide, just like when I did the hula hoop shelves, I couldn't decide what I wanted to do, a bling one or a Christmassy one. I'll probably end up giving one away to a family member or a friend. But I'm going to do this. I'm going to put the fur in. I'm going to put the diamonds around it. I'm going to hang the icicle lights up. And then I'll show you the finished product, and then we're gonna jump right into the next hula hoop Christmas centerpiece. I am gonna do the base a little bit different on this one just because I have a totally different idea that I'd like to do. So let me get this done. We'll come back, I'll show you, and then we'll move on to the Christmassy one. Okay, everybody, I thought I'd show you the end result. I added, actually, if you can see that star up there, I just had it in my Christmas decorations, just to put something there, and I did one on the bottom here as well. So I did add I don't have the icicles lit up right now, and sorry that you see the roses coming over the board. I'm trying to hide my crafting table, which is a disaster right now. So I just wanted to come closer and show you the diamonds. I just put the fur. I did not glue the fur on the back part here where the battery pack is. This is from Dollar Tree or Dollarama, so it's just a little present. I just thought it would add a little bit character. Now, I know everybody will probably ask where I got the owl. The owl was just from the thrift store, and if you watch my videos before, I'm a big thrifter. I always check out their seasonal stuff, and sometimes you find really cool stuff. And I was able to pick him up for $2, and he's like super soft. He's like really cute. Now, I don't know if anybody wants to know that these are just Easter eggs from Easter, obviously. And I just used tacks, and I just put tacks all over it. It was a little bit time consuming, but I just thought it just added a little bit of extra as if it was its eggs. But so I'm just showing you the last part of this one. I will have, I just want to finish this one. I don't want to make this video so long, but now we'll move on to the next one, which has to do with some gnomes, and the exact same idea, but a different layout how I'm going to do it. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, everybody, I wanted to come back and I wanted to show you, I did swap out a few different things I added. Now, I was waiting for my Dollar Tree to get some new stock in for Christmas so I can do the next one, which we're going to do right after this. So basically, I really wanted to change you can't see it in the video here, but remember I was showing you, I thought the holes were too small. I just basically tied them on to that string that I showed you earlier. I really like it, and I just wrapped it around just so it kind of hides the wire as well on the hula hoop. You'll see that at the end. I'll go through it, but I just wanted to show you that I did that, so if you see the picture and that, you'll be like, oh, that's not what was in the tutorial. Also, I added a little star. I found it in my Christmas stuff. I guess it was on the tree. I took the little silver, there was another little silver piece of string like this, and I just actually had fishing wire. I had jewelry cord, but I ran out, so I just used some fishing wire, just so it's kind of looks like it's hanging without any suspension. Now, I did add this leaf, this glittery leaf. I don't know where I got it. I had a pack of 3 and there was no top on it, so I'm not sure if they're from Dollarama or from Dollar Tree. I just wanted to add a little bit more emphasis on the whole overall outlook of it, and I really liked how it turned out. Now, how I put the tree in is when you drill into Jenga blocks, and I know we said this already and I'm going to repeat it again, make sure you use drill bits. So I just used a small drill bit, and then I got to another size, just one up, and I did it right into the Jenga block right underneath the fur, and then through the fur I actually just poked a hole. You've probably seen these at DT. Poked a hole through there, and I just cut with really tiny scissors a little opening, and I stuck it in the Jenga block just because it is like a metal end. I did cut this piece off, and I put some glue and stuck it in the hole, so it is stationary there, as you can see. So I just wanted to come back and show you that. I'm just going to clean this little area up, and then we're going to get started on the swing hula hoop centerpiece with some gnomes. So let me clear this up and we'll be right back. All right, so for the second one that we're gonna do, now there's a couple different options. The other one, you know, I used the silver one. There's the red one, and then I found this plaid one that I really like, which is from Dollar Tree as well. So I wanted to do the plaid one because I do like the red buffalo plaid. Now, my hula hoop is painted black, and it has stuff on it right now because I was playing around with it. So we're going to do the exact same thing. Now, what I'm going to suggest is when you find a base, whatever you want, like I have a wood cookie that a friend gave me, but the wood cookie wasn't sanded and I don't have a sander. You could put it on one of those big wood cookies. You could put it on a round a round charger plate as well. There's different ones. I just liked how it really worked with the other one with the rectangular plate. So I am going to use this one. I am going to do the same concept where, now I'm just going to try to move my chair back here. It's going to be similar, but we're going to put some flower form in it. And we're going to do the exact same thing to drill in here. Make sure, like I said, use the drill bit when we do it and make sure they're even on the bottom when you put it in there. And we're going to add, it's a similar step than the other one, except we're going to change it with the flower form. So I can't put the, the hula hoop up here because it's going to hit the top of my camera, I think, or it's going to almost hit it, and it has something wrapped around it right now. I'm going to do the same idea because you want a flat level. So pretend the hula hoop's in there. So similar idea to the last video, but there's going to be something put on here other than fur that we're going to do a little bit different for this video. So let me get the hula hoop and glue everything in and get the hula hoop screwed into these Jenga blocks, and then we'll come back and we'll move on. Okay, now that I let this dry really well overnight, it is solid. Now, the one thing I want to say, using the Jenga blocks and whatever tray you use, you have to make sure that the tray is solid. So any balls or anything that, whatever design, maybe you want to change it up, it doesn't fall over. And with the Jenga blocks, because they have a bit of weight, it gives it more stability and weight to the bottom of it. So the next thing we are going to do is, on this one, I'm not going to put on the lights first, only because on the other one, you actually, like, under the feathers, and then I wrapped it around the balls. And I bought this garland. It is from Dollarama. My Dollar Tree doesn't have all the Christmas items out. So I am just going to wrap this all the way around it. And then I'm going to put the lights that I got there, the same lights that I used. I can't find any colored lights unless they're the plug-in ones. So I'm just going to use the white ones, and I'm going to do it right over the garland, and I'm going to wrap it good so you can still see the lights, because if you put the lights on and wrap the dark garland, you're not going to see it. Now, the reason I did the black, spray painted it black, is just because in case any cracks was opening, you weren't seeing the gray, and it just looked better with the darker color. That's just me. You can skip that step, but preferably I always like to do the little extra when I do things. And we're actually going to do this last because it depends how long. I'm going to see how long we hang our swing for the gnomes. And so that's what I want to do. I want to do the bottom part last, and we will do that. So let me get the garland on and let me get the lights on, and then we will move on to the swing. Okay, so I took some of the mini, I'm sure what these ones are called, the mini Jenga blocks from DT. So I wanted to make a swing inside the hula hoop centerpiece. And so I did, I got 13 across. Sorry, I had to count them. I didn't remember. I glued them together the other day. 13 across and 4 and a little bit. So all I did was use my little mini saw. If you have a hand saw, they're small enough that you could do it. Wouldn't take much to do. So just enough for a seating. So I am just going to use some, I have some gel stain that I'm going to use. I'm just going to paint it. It'll just kind of be a little bit more rusticy looking. Then I'm going to drill some holes. I'm going to drill some holes. Let me just show you here. Sorry, guys. I'm going to drill a hole here, a hole here, a hole here, a hole here. Now, if you remembered when we were doing the hula hoops, when you drill into Jenga, please use a drill bit and not just a smaller drill bit. Using a drill bit, sorry. So you're just going to have to pick the size. Now, it depends on what you want to use for. I'm going to use some rustic rope like such. So I'm going to have to use, I start off with the smaller and I work myself up to the bigger drill bits when I go through the Jenga blocks. Otherwise, if the wood's too dry, it will crack. So there is different sizes. I don't know, I have different sizes in another bag too. But I'm probably going to use this size. I think this is from like a ball from DT. I can't remember where I have this. Is from another leftover project. So I am going to use this size. So it looks like I'm going to have to drill a bigger hole. So I will be doing the 4 squares and on each side. I'm going to paint it first and then I'm going to drill the bits and then we'll come back and we'll hang it up on the hula hoop stand. Okay, before we get to the swing part, I did a test with the swing already and then I will show you how to construct that, putting it on. But I'm going to do the base because I did a little bit of measurement, so it'll be a little bit hard when you have the swing on to do what you want to do in the bottom. So I'm sure all you crafters might have an idea what you want to do. I'm just showing you obviously what I'm going to do. Now, I bought these flower forms. It was one flower form from DT and I just cut it because I want to keep it lower. And where the hula hoop part sticks out there, I just used my finger and indented it so that it's more flat right there. And then I just cut another piece to match on the other side so it kind of evens out. I am going to hot glue these pieces in and glue that metal part together. Once we do that, you're going to pick your, I'm going to actually do flowers. There's different things that you can do. I'm actually going to do flowers. Now I have these candle, I guess they're candle, you put a candle in there. I had them from last year and I never ended up using them. So I figured I'm just going to pull them off piece by piece and I'm just going to stick them and the poinsettia parts and the little top parts in all the way around on the side. Now, oops, sorry, I didn't mean to hit the camera. And then once you're going to see a little bit of the Jenga blocks and stuff, like a little bit on the side, I am going to use 2 of these. Now DT has like a million flowers you can pick from if that's what you want to do. I'm going to use just the reindeer moss that is from DT, and I'm just going to stick it on the sides anywhere that you see the Jenga blocks and just stick some around the side, and then that will complete the bottom. So let me complete this part and then we will move on to the swing. Okay, I just wanted to show you. So the swing part, I don't know how I got sparkles on here. The swing part, I just used, like I said, I was just going to use the gel stain I have. You can paint it. You can do whatever color. Maybe you want to paint it a different color, red, white, with some acrylic paint. So I just did, like I said, with the stain. So when you're putting these through, just because these ropes are a little thicker, the best idea that I found is taping it really, really tight and twisting the tape around, as you can see here when you're, and then it's just much easier to thread through the hole. So I've already, I'm just going to make sure these are done. Excuse me. I'm just going to cut it. So the swing will be like, I'm just going to show you side view, like this, and then we're going to attach another rope onto it, which will attach to the hula hoop, like such. Like that, and I have another string over here. Like this, and you're just gonna have to measure depending on how big your gnomes are, how much flowers or decor, whatever you've put on the bottom of the tray. You're just gonna have to measure accordingly to the length that you want to put on them. So once I hang these, I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I still wanted to see the rope on it. But I wanted to add a little bit of color to it. So I had this, I believe this is from Dollarama or Dollar Tree. I'm not sure at this point because there was no tag on it. I just have this little wrapping. Now, unless you have a little tiny garland, you don't have to do this step. I played around with it already, and I'm just gonna kind of wrap it. Just let's see. Maybe it's just easier to do this. Just to give it a little color onto the ropes. I won't do it on this bottom part, I'll just do it on this part. So let me get this strung on the hula hoop and we'll come back. I do have one more little thing, actually 2 more things that I want to do. I'll show you the gnomes that I got that I will put on there and we'll place them on there. There's 2 other things that I want to add to this, which are just super easy last steps. I did want to mention, I've had a few crafters saying that they've subscribed to my channel, but they never get updates on when I have a new video out. So I just wanted to let everybody know. So when you do subscribe to my channel, I believe it's on the top right on my main YouTube page, that there's a little bell there. If you actually press that little bell, it will notify you when I do upload a new video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And let me get this attached and then let's get towards the end of the video. Okay, everybody, I thought I'd show you what I've done. I think it looks really good. The 2 gnomes are actually from Dollarama, and I just added the twine like I said I was gonna do. I do have a Christmas ball over there. I will add another one over here. I didn't have any thin ribbon on hand, so what I did is I just actually cut a piece off there, and I did that for the other side already, just to hang the ball, which is just the buffalo plaid. And I just had some Christmas balls that I went through, some of my Christmas stuff. Not sure where they're from. For the topper, I'm just gonna put it right over the gnome's head, right on the top of the centerpiece. It is just a tree topper from Dollarama. It actually had this little thing attached here. I pulled it off, and then I just used my cheap gardening tools. I know I don't use the proper stuff, and I end up cutting it off the plastic so you didn't see the little part sticking out. So then I will put that on top there. So I will finish it off. I will go through, once I have them both done, I'll do side by side, and I will just show you around on both sides. When you have this on a tabletop, you could also just switch the gnomes, so you have one facing the other way and the other. Oh, I forgot, I did add some pine cones that I had from our cottage, and I just put them in there as well. So I guess the tray doesn't really matter what kind of print, because you really don't see it, you know, especially when I added the reindeer moss on the bottom. But overall, I think it turned out really well. Like I said, I'll come back and finish that up, and then I will show you both of them, and I will turn on the lights. So I thought I'd bring it out and show you. I have the lights on. It's hard to see when I have lights on in here. The lights are lit up. I did add the balls, and I added the little star on top. I'm gonna bring out the white one next because I didn't take a better picture when I did the white one, the bling one. But let me just set that one up and I'll be right back. So this is the white one. I turned on the lights and I turned on the icicles. I thought it turned out pretty well. Let me know what you guys all think in the comments below. And if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you press that subscribe button and turn on the notification. And everybody have yourself a great day, and we'll see you soon. Bye.